You've tamed the voices in your head. You've put your courage
Hi
to
everyone,
the
and
test.
welcome to a
Laid
new
all your
episode of
doubts
Intuitive Queens
to
podcast. I am
rest.
your host, Mara Marchesi,
Your
aka
mind
the
is
Intuition
clearer than
Queen.
before.
If you are
Your
new to
heart
this
is full and
podcast,
wanting
welcome.
more.
And if
Your
you've been
future's
listening and
not
watching this
far
for a long time, thank you for coming back. So, let me tell you a little bit about me. I am an intuitive and creative coach, a healer, psychic, and obviously a podcaster. And I'm really passionate to help people, entrepreneurs, and creative people to release any kind of blockages, fears, limitations, anything that stops them from being their true self. And I do that helping you to connect to your intuition, because I really think that trusting yourself is the most powerful thing and tool that we have, because nobody can stop us when we are able to trust our decisions and ourselves and what our soul wants us to do. And in doing that, we often come across a lot of obstacles that could be fears, could be limiting beliefs, could be subconscious situations that we don't even know about. And sometimes we feel stuck, we feel like we cannot move to the next level, and we don't really know why. And it doesn't matter if you're very successful, a little bit successful, how you define that. But my passion is really to help you to unlock all of your potential so that you can truly be yourself and create the life that you truly desire. And step into the frequency of abundance, love, success, friendship, anything that you truly want. So this podcast is here because I wanted to share as many stories as possible of people that have decided at some point to trust their intuition and really change their life. So you're going to hear all kinds of story, people that have gone through really traumatic experiences in their life, painful ones, some that actually didn't have that much of a challenge, but still they had to come out of the closet, as they say, to show the people that they were a spiritual being and they could actually create a life that was different from the path they had started with. This podcast is here to inspire you, to help you to get clarity, to take action. And I hope you find some help in here, either with the stories that I'm going to share or with the stories that my guests are going to share. All right, time to dive into the new episode. Enjoy it. Welcome to a new episode of Intuitive Queens podcast from your Intuition Queen. Today, I want to talk to you about relationships. This has been a topic that I heard talking so much about it this year particularly, and this was probably because Libra was in the South Node, and Libra is the sign of relationships. And last week we had the lunar eclipse in Libra. And so a lot of the people I talk to, a lot of clients, but even just having normal conversations, one of the things that apparently was at the forefront of this year was relationships. The desire to have meaningful relationships, the desire to have relationships with like-minded people, with people that are aligned to your energy, and also how to release relationships that no longer serve us, no longer match us, that are no longer fulfilling. This is a big topic, and it's one that often comes up for me in one-off sessions or during programs when I work for longer with my clients, because obviously relationships are the most important thing for us. We're always in a relationship with someone, be that family, friends, or romantic relationships, but even just, colleagues and people we might meet along the way. Some people stay with us for a long time, some people just stay with us for a little bit. And one of the things that is really important is to understand that every relationship is a mirror to what we need to learn about ourselves. So, this episode is about how to build meaningful relationships. And there are a few things that I want to talk to you about. And I will help you to understand what are the steps that you can take in order to create an environment for you with the relationships that you desire. Of course, I need to say, that oftentimes some relationships cannot be released, and oftentimes that means family, and they might not necessarily be people that we feel like we want to hang out with, um, but that we cannot remove from our life. Sometimes we can decide to stop talking to certain people. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about this because this is a topic that comes up often in my sessions, and it's a topic that it's really, really important. So before I start to dive deeper, there are a few things that I want to say. The most important relationship that you can have in your life is the one with yourself. Um, from here, you can then eventually create relationships that are matching you. So, one of the things that you need to learn to understand is how you function. And this is a big topic for me. How I base my work on. It's really important for me to understand how you function, what are the emotional triggers for you, what do you want, and all of those kind of things, and really understand who are you at the core when you're not being someone for someone else, when you're not being your title, when you're not being a a facade, a mask that you have to put on, maybe because you're at work, maybe because you don't want to upset someone. So, who are you when you release all of those things? This is a really important question to ask ourselves when we are starting out to understand how to better our relationships or to create better relationships around us. Um, Okay, now let me just talk a little bit about the energy around us this year. As I said at the beginning, we're having still, it's gonna change at the beginning of the new year in 2025. But there's been a major focus on relationship this year because of the South Node in Libra, which is the sign of relationships. So energetically wise, a lot of us have gone through shifts in relationships. And a lot of us have either isolated ourselves a lot in order to release some relationships that were toxic, that were not good for us, and some others have been very active and proactive in creating new ones. You will see which one applies for you and which one is the one that is most aligned to where you're at now. But we will go through phases in our life depending on what's going on, and we need to do what's best for us. Sometimes isolating helps us to understand a lot of the dynamics that we have with certain people, and helps us to take distance from maybe certain behaviors and realize what we want, if we still want that person in our lives or it's time to let them go, or if we actually do want that person in our lives and we need to do something to better our communication, our relationship. So those are the things that I've heard a lot of people have gone through. So it's but another spectrum. But another topic that has been constant over the year is this desire to meet people that are safe, that feel safe to hang out with, to talk about stuff, to feel safe, and to feel like you have someone that understands you. And that could be on a personal level or on a professional level. I always say to my clients that you need to have different kind of people around you because not everyone can handle everything. So the example that I do the most is with my clients that are entrepreneurs as well. And having a business is different than being working for someone else. There is a different mindset, there are different challenges, there are different fears. And when you're talking to someone that, for example, if you have your own business and you're talking to someone that has been working for someone for 20 years or over, they might give you some good advice. I'm not saying no, but it's difficult for them to really understand what you're going through, unless they have an entrepreneurial mind, but they just don't want to have all of the responsibility. But the majority of people are simply unable to see certain challenges, and also they're unable to see why you might feel in that way. So they might feel like you are overreacting or underreacting. So it's important when you are, for example, creating your business, that you have other people in your life that have a business, because it doesn't have to be the same kind of business, but just you need someone that has gone through challenges of that kind. Um, or if you, so those are the kind of things that you need to look at. And you need to find people where you feel comfortable maybe to talk about your personal life, and not everyone is the right person for that. I work obviously with a lot of people that have had some difficulties in their childhood, and they were born in a chaotic environment. um, it is important that you have friends that understand what that means, because otherwise other people might just think you are exaggerating some situations. And therefore, this is something to consider, and it's important to consider. And my goal for from now to the new year is to really build a networking of people where everybody can learn from other people. But we'll get to that later because I'm going ahead of myself. But this is a thing that it's dear to me, because I feel that with the pandemic, we have learned so much to stay at home, which I think it's beautiful, but also we have lost um, that way to create new connections. Everybody's way more for themselves, or they're ready to sell you something. And we are losing that human connection. And it doesn't have to be on a physical level, it can be online, but sometimes it's just difficult to go through that barrier. So this episode is really about helping you to create more online connections, because we all need those. Sometimes we're going through something particular, and when you have someone around you that understands what's happening, it's really helpful, because it will help you move forward where maybe you feel alone, maybe you feel low in energy, low in mood, or whatever it is going on in your life. And it is less likely that you're going to either give up on something or get mad at yourself and start to go down on that negative emotional spiral. Sometimes just having a person tell you the most stupid thing, or just saying something, it's enough for you to pick yourself up and be like, oh, okay, I didn't see it that way, now that makes sense for me. So this is what I want to help you, because I know we're all in need of this. There's so much division right now around the world, and oftentimes we create our division within us. So this episode is here to help you understand a little bit more how to create this. So step one, the first step is to, first of all, as I said, to really get to know yourself as much as you can. I do what I do because I believe it's the most important thing for people to get to know themselves energetically and emotionally, because it helps you to then make decisions that are aligned to you, and not make decisions out of fear or out of someone else's desire. So the way I help my clients get to know themselves is through color therapy, human design, and inner child healing, emotional healing, and energy healing. All of those modalities help me to help my clients understand themselves better, because what we do there, I help them to understand the dynamics that they have with other people, the patterns that keep repeating, because you will see that there are patterns that you keep repeating in your relationships. What are the triggers? Um, and what are the fears? One of the biggest fears in terms of relationships is to be left alone or to be abandoned by someone. And oftentimes, those fears stop us from entering into certain relationships or to leaving some relationships that are maybe toxic for us and really not good for ourselves. But those fears can be really, really powerful in either in stopping us from doing something. So I really want you to think about what I just said and think about, how are you perceiving yourself right now? Where are you at? If you look at the people that you have in your life, do you feel you have the right people around you? Do you feel comfortable to always be yourself with them? Or do you feel judged? Do you feel like you have to lower down a little bit? You have to avoid doing or saying something. Think about who you have around and how do you feel with all of those people. Um, do you have the person that you can talk about your personal life with all the time, no judgment, and it's a safe place? Do you have that person that acts as a mentor in your professional life? Do you have people that are always there for you? How do you feel about those people? Are you the one that is always there for them? Are you the one that stops doing things for themselves to go help others, even if that's detrimental for you? Ask yourself those questions and really look at each singular relationship that you have that it's meaningful for you right now, and try to figure out, where are you at with this person? Is it all good, all safe, all fun, and that person is going to be there, or there is something that you are avoiding to be when you're around this person, or there is resistance, or you wish you could spend less time with this person? My suggestion for you, for as a start, is to make a list of how you do you feel in terms of your relationship. Do you feel like fulfilled? Do you feel like you are alone? Do you feel the people around you are not there for you? First of all, try to figure out, how do you feel within yourself when you think about the relationships that you have around you. And then make a list of the people that you care the most, so you spend most time with, and ask yourself, who are they for you? How is their behavior? Are they people you can talk to all the time, that you can be true and honest with them, you can be yourself with, that will always help you, will always be there for you, will also kick your butt if you're doing something stupid? What kind of people are those? And then see where you're at. And if everybody's fine, cool. You already settled, and that's fine. Um, but I'm pretty sure that you will find someone that it's not necessarily, the person for you. You might want to create a new circle of friends, a new circle of people that actually are more aligned. Because the thing is that as we move forward in life, we continue to evolve. Some of us evolve quicker. Some of us try to stay the same as much as possible. So it is only natural that at some point in your life, you're no longer going to feel connected to certain people, not because they are bad people or because they've done something to you. It's simply because you evolving and them not having this desire will create a natural disconnection. And it's okay. Just know that this is okay and it's part of life. And the more you hang on to those relationships, the worse it gets for you, because you are really spending energy on trying to keep a relationship alive, when really that relationship should just be let go of. Because as you know, a relationship is made of two people at least. And if there is only one person trying to keep the relationship alive, there is a complete imbalance in the relationship. And that just helps the relationship to break eventually. But sometimes we just so want to hold on to it that we do way more than is necessary and way more that is good for us and for the other person in order to keep it on. So look at those situations in your life and try to figure out where are you at and how do you feel. This is the first step to help you get a little bit of clarity on where you are. Sometimes we think we're alone, and then when we look at people, we're like, oh, actually that person has always been there for me. Maybe we don't talk every day, but whenever I need something, I know I can share everything, and that person is not going to be. So this is a great exercise to help you to get clarity on where you're at without having your emotions kind of cloud your judgment. Sometimes, we feel lonely, but it's not really because we are alone. So maybe there is a bigger reason for it. And it has nothing to do with the people around us. It has a lot to do with what's inside of us, but that's a different story. So if you're able to understand something like this, you're also able to understand that it has nothing to do with the people around you, but maybe there is some deeper work that you need to do. And that gives you a sense of relief because you have the right people around you, and it's just a matter of you doing something. Some other times, it could be that you realize that the people that you have around you are not conducive to your happiness, are not conducive to you feel safe, to you feel fulfilled, and to you feel safe in expressing yourself 100%. So I talk a lot with people that feel the need to change the way they behave with particular people in their life because they don't want to upset them, they don't want to be attacked or things like that. We all have those people in our lives. Sometimes they are our own parents, sometimes they are our best friends, colleagues, whoever. But it's important to understand who those people are and how much can we distance ourselves. Can we actually distance ourselves as much as it's good for our health? Because those kind of relationship, toxic relationship, difficult relationships can take a toll on our health, on our nervous system. If our nervous system doesn't feel safe, it's going to be triggered constantly when we are with those people. I'm sure it happened to you that you go see someone and you stay an hour, you stay the whole day, you come home and you're so tired and you're so drained. And maybe those people just talk about themselves and they just complain about life, and without realizing, even if you don't necessarily engage to their drama and stuff, but just being there hearing will drain your energy because their energy comes on to you. Every time we have an exchange with someone, our energies exchange too. And the thing is that it's so subtle, we might not realize it, but I'm pretty sure that you feel something shifting in yourself. Maybe you feel angry because they were angry, and it's not your anger, it's their anger. So it's important to understand who are those people in your life and how you can slowly distance yourself from those people so that you feel better. And if those are people that you can let go of, do that, because that's the best way you can to attract new people that are more aligned to you, they're more energetically a match to what you're looking for. If they are people that you can't release because they're family, it's about figuring out a better way to spend time with them and maybe reduce the time you spend with them and work on whatever emotion comes up from putting up boundaries, because this is another important topic. But I don't want to talk about too much about those things because I will do another episode for this. So this is the first step, and it's a really, really important. Once you've done this, you have made a list, and you now know, oh, who are the people that make you feel good, that you feel like, okay, those are the people that I want in my life, and those are the people that I want to slowly release from my life. There surely going to be some emotions that have popped up in you making this list. I want you to write down what are those emotions, because those emotions are the best information you can possibly have right now for you in order to understand what kind of relationship you can attract in your life. So let's say you're feeling guilty because you want to set up bigger boundaries with a specific person, but you feel bad about it, and you feel like they won't understand, and you feel like you should do something different. You should stay with them. You should take more care of them. You should continue to talk to them every day on the phone and allow them to complain all day. So, for example, this is an example, obviously. So, if this is something that happens to you, it means that you have limiting beliefs around how you are meant to behave, and it means that there is something that you need to work on. Maybe it's why you feel guilty. Maybe it's what is the fear around it. So, another thing that I would suggest you to do is to take whatever emotion has popped up the most for you, particularly negative emotions, because those are the ones that are really there flashing out what we need to work on. And tune into this emotion, tune into the person that is triggering this emotion within you, and ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to tell you about yourself? Because this is really important. It will help you to understand why you feel that way, and if there is something deeper that needs to be looked at. And one of the things that for me is super helpful, it's journaling about it. So write everything that comes up for you and just go with the flow. Promise you that the more you write, the more things will just, you will get downloads from your soul, from your inner child, helping you to understand a little bit more about yourself. Another thing that you can do is meditation. There are a lot of meditations. So let's say you're feeling guilty or you're feeling afraid to disappoint. You just type in, I use a lot YouTube. You type in and you will find a meditation that can help you release that emotion and connect and release that emotion. It's super important to connect to your emotions, because if you don't connect, you don't understand. This is the second step, and it's a big one. There are a lot of different techniques that you can use. You can use EFT tapping. Sometimes I use that too. And that helps you also to release energy in your body, and it helps you to connect. You can also do some Reiki on it. If you don't know anything about it, you can just type in Google the emotion and the chakra related and see where is that in your body. And I would suggest you connect to that part of that body. So if it's sadness, it's in your heart, and then just connect to your heart. There are a lot of different ways. Find the way that is most aligned to you, the ones that you feel resonate with you, and tune into those emotions and understand why they're there. I often have conversations with emotions when they're really strong, because really emotions are within us, and so it's everything within us is helping us to understand ourselves, but we don't think that's possible. But I can tell you it's possible. I help my clients do it, and it's just a life-changing technique. So look up how these emotions are working around you to help you understand more of yourself. And if none of the suggestions that I gave you today are helpful for you, send me a message. I'll be happy to help you further to find your own special way to do this. And of course, you can have a session with me. If you do a soul alchemy session, that's probably the most useful in this situation. Okay, now you have learned about you and other people. How do you feel around those people? You have worked on the emotions that have been triggered by certain people that are not necessarily pleasant. Okay, now what I want you to do is to tune into yourself more and start thinking, what kind of people do you want to attract in your life for the person that you are right now? I don't know, maybe you want people that are a little bit more fun because you need to have a little bit more fun because maybe you realize that you have been carried on by responsibilities and this year you haven't had fun and you miss that. Or you want people to have deeper conversations with. You want people, I don't know, maybe you just got divorced, so you'd like to meet more people that have gone through that experience, and therefore more single people. Maybe you want to meet more mothers because you just became a mom and you feel you need that kind of connection and support around you. Understand what is it that you need, what kind of people do you want to attract in your life, and not just about I just became a mother so I want more moms in my life. No, 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 but also what are the emotions that you want to have with these people, what kind of people. For me, it's really important that I attract people that are emotionally healthy, that have a big heart, that are creative, that are into a lot of things that I can have fun with, that I can have deep conversations with, that I know I can be myself with. So make a list of the kind of people that you want to attract in your life and make a list of how you want to feel with those people. So you want to feel 100% safe to express yourself all the times in the way that you are, without having to dim your light, without having to think about how you speak with certain people. Maybe you want to attract people to go on adventures with, and so have that joy and fun of exploring. And so you want to have people that are super active and very sporty because you want to have the adrenaline of going through all of those things. Those are super important way. In if you don't know what you want in a relationship or what kind of people you want to attract, you're just going to attract whatever happens, and stick to those people even if you know they're not a match for you. And this works even if you want to attract a love partner, a romantic relationships. This works for every kind of relationships, from friendship, from business partners, from romantic partners, whatever you're looking for, whatever kind of relationship you're looking for, this exercise will help you to attract just that. So be very specific. And if you're currently looking to attract more friends and also a romantic partner, we'll then make two different lists. The first two are the same, but this exercise, if decide what kind of relationship you want to attract, and then make sure you make different lists. Because obviously, if you're attracting friends, you want to feel in a way, but if you're attracting a romantic partner, there are certain things that you want to feel that might not necessarily the same that you want to feel with your friends or business partner or whatever, or colleagues. If you're looking for a new job and you want to uh, go to a different environment because maybe the one that you're at right now, it's not the right one. So what kind of people do you want to have as colleagues and as bosses and partners and things like that? So be very, very specific. And as a fourth part, as a fourth tip, once you've done that, you have clarity on those kind of people that you want to attract and how you want to feel, start to visualize yourself being with them. And so start to visualize the way you want to feel, how you feeling that way with those people, doing the things that you want to do. I don't know, say you're looking for friends to go on a vacation with. And so imagine yourself being in that vacation, doing the things that are joyful for you. You want a romantic partner. Okay, imagine yourself being that kind of situation that you're looking for. Same for professional. So, and if you're looking for clients, what kind of clients are you looking for? Okay, imagine yourself connecting to this client. And I don't know, if it was me, I would imagine being on a session with a client right now, and a client being someone that really wants to do deep work and is not afraid, or a client that even if is afraid is willing to do it. So think about all of those things and then visualize. This is super important because it helps your body to attune to what you actually want. And if you want to learn more, human design is a great way to having a session and understanding how you function in that way with human design. It's a great way. We can look at what is your G center, which is the center of identity, love, and direction, and how you actually function on that way. Are you what is your energetics in that kind of way, and what are the people that you need to have around for you to feel safe, to feel you can express yourself, to feel like you are in alignment and you can move forward. And if you're interested, I am having a workshop about the energetics of your relationships, looking at human design. This workshop is going to be a live workshop of about 2 hours, where I would be looking at the centers in human design to help you understand what you need to look at to have better relationships with yourself and with others, but also to understand how you function. So, what are the triggers for you in certain relationships, and what is the best way for you to, how can you behave so that you are in alignment? So, what are the best relationship for you? How can you better the relationship with yourself? So that will help you release a lot of pressure of doing things that have nothing to do with you, because human design helps you to understand you, your personal blueprint, because it's based on your information. And in this workshop, what I will do, I will explain a little bit about um, every profile, a general understanding of what each profile is. You will come with your personal chart. I will give you all the information before you come live. And if you don't want to come live, there will be a recording. So you can still learn a lot about your personal profile and the relationship aspect of that, your relationship with yourself and your relationship with others. And if you're live, we will go through everything and you will be able to ask questions about your personal life and your personal relationships, so that we can look at your chart in real time and I can help you to understand a little bit more of yourself and what's going on with you. If you're not live because maybe you can't catch me at that time, you don't need to worry. You can still get the recording, and that will help you understand what centers you need to look at. If you have an open center, if you have a closed center, what does that actually mean? And I will help you to understand as much as possible within that. And of course, if you want to go deeper, you can always buy a session. That's the best way. But this is very specific for relationship. It's going to be on the 11th of November at 7:15 p.m. GMT time, London time. And if you're not able to be live, then of course you can get the recording, and there's going to be so much information for you there. So if you're interested in this, the links are below. You can just go to my website, theintuitionqueen.com/workshops, or there are all the links in the description box and in the show notes, and you can find it there. You just click on it and then you sign up for the relationship one. I am going to do 4 different workshops on different topics. The next one is going to be money and wealth. Then there's going to be intuition and creativity, and the one about career and soul purpose. Just go to my website, theintuitionqueen/workshop. There is a date for the one related to money and wealth, which is in January 2025. And the other 2 don't have a date yet because I will see how things go. And I don't want to go too much ahead of myself. But You can sign up for just one workshop, or you can sign up for the 4 workshops with a 15% of the total. So go to my website, have a look, and if you have any question, just send me a message and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. All right, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. You can message me through Instagram. You can find me as the_intuition_queen. Or you can also find me anyway if you just type in the Intuition Queen. You can send me a message from there. You can sign up to my newsletter and then come back to me on that. And I hope to see you on the workshop on the 11th of November. I decided to choose that specific date because it's a powerful energy. So we can tune into that energy and create more powerful relationship. At the end of the workshop, we will do the visualization, helping you to understand more about yourself, and either visualization or meditation I will see on the day, depending on the energy of the people they're going to be live with me. But this is super important. Come join me. If this was helpful and you want to learn more, I'll see you on the 11th. If you want to have just a normal human design reading because maybe you never had one, or you just want to learn something different that's not related to relationships, you can always book a human design reading with me. Just go to my website, theintuitionqueen.com/services. You see all of my offers there, and you can just book your session with me. All right, this is all for this week. Thank you so much for watching and listening.